fucking... Oh, hey, we'll just jump forward. That's going to be weird. So, like, of course I'm going to edit out that. It just jumped, like, a while. Merry fucking Christmas from City Geek. Oh, we have 12 minutes on here. Shit.
The Coggers.
With City Geek, we're going to talk about... We just got out of Bumblebee, the newest Transformers movie. Now, we only have 12 minutes of video in here, so we can't really go too much into it. But you said you haven't seen any of the other
I went
films?
in blind. I mean, I know of them. I've watched parts of them. But I couldn't fucking follow him to save my life. I really like this one, just off the bat.
Yeah, I have seen the other ones. Most of the other ones. Like, I really like the first Transformers from 2007. Of course, the 1986 movie, it's its own thing, and it's great. And then, after that, number 2 was gigantic piece of shit. 3 got a little better. Leonard Nimoy was there, so you can't go on with that. Frantic Norman. 4 was a huge drop-off. 4 and 5 are just boring, overly long messes. In fact, I actually fell asleep during the last night when I rented it. That's the 5th one that came out last year. Woke up later, decided not to go back and watch what I missed. So it is... Those are crap. So when they announced a new Transformers movie, it's kind of based on Bumblebee, going back 20 years before the first Shia LaBeouf one, I admit I was a little skeptical. I was skeptical until we walked in the theater today.
Oh, I was skeptical, even with the reviews.
Yeah, the reviews were positive. Travis Knight directed Kubo and Two Strings is directing this. But yeah, I interrupted you, I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. Yeah, I walked into this, even with the reviews being like, this probably I'm not going to like.
Yeah, it won me over after a little while. Like, so I'm at... The beginning is a little off. You jump right into the war for Cybertron.
Yeah, you're at the end of it where the Autobots are about to lose.
Depending on which Transformers movie you watch, since the continuity is all over the place in those, it's either 20 years ago, 5,000 years ago, 100 years ago, who knows? Because the continuity has not been a strong issue. This one, with the series, and this one still messes with that. Some things don't line up with the next movie, which makes it almost seem like they're just throwing out the first 5 movies and kind of restarting, which is probably for the best.
Yeah, that would honestly, at this point, I'd watch more if it was set like this. Build off of this one. Don't fucking...
This one does a great job of, I think, what I said, I kind of like the first one, in which that one is essentially... a lot of the same story elements in here, where that's the case, it's like a boy and his dog. It's a girl and her dog, but dog, in case being a robot, Bumblebee, taking the form of
Bumblebee.
A VW Volkswagen Bug, which what he is in the cartoon originally, and then he's a Camaro in the 2007 version, but starts out as the Bug. But once Haley Steinfeld enters, it really cements the movie and kind of brings it down.
She did a great job.
Yeah, she really anchors that. I think they did a great job at bringing in a great actress who can really sell everything.
What's she been in?
True Grit, where she was nominated for an Oscar for the first role in 2010.
I remember that.
And then she was in a couple of Pitch Perfect movies, and she actually voiced Spider-Gwen in Spider-Man last week. So she's
riding high right now.
And she's been in a whole bunch of other stuff. She was in that Romeo and Juliet a couple years ago that no one really saw, and she's done stuff here and there. But she's an amazing actress in everything I've seen her in.
This would be a good launching point for her.
She already launched, but she has a bunch of CDs, a bunch of this. So she's pretty big. But this definitely was a better pick for a lead than go what of Shia LaBeouf for the first 3 from the last time.
Was it Mark Wahlberg?
Mark Wahlberg playing the hero in 4 and 5, and he's Mark Wahlberg, so he's essentially awful. If he has a great director like Paul Thomas Anderson, he's fine. But most part, fuck, I hate Mark Wahlberg. I really hate him in the Transformers movies. And I really don't like the course of those movies. But no, this one's really down to earth. It's really cut and dry. It's like her meeting Bumblebee. Bumblebee is he's very dog-like. He's innocent. He's lost a lot of his memory. Lost the ability to talk, which she still doesn't have in the next series. It's kind of like refocusing himself while she's going through some shit too. Because she has a nice, solid backstory about getting over the loss of her dad and her grief and the way that her family's all treating it in different ways.
Which I appreciate. I'm somebody who lost my dad at right around her age, actually. So that was a pretty good arc. I really liked it. It didn't feel forced. Not just like, my dad's dead. No. She actually, like, reacted to it like a regular
Yeah, and
person
they didn't, like,
would.
overdo it. Which,
No, they didn't hammer it in. It was just there.
there's more of a, I wouldn't say, subtlety isn't quite the right word, but compared to the previous movies, which of course I keep coming back to, which hits you over the head with everything it has, this is a lot of more quiet. This is a much quieter movie, a quieter Transformers film, which is why, like, I guess maybe it's more fitting to come out now compared to, like, I would think Transformers, you'd think that'd be in the summer, but here we're coming out one around Christmas time. Yeah. And it's along with that, we do have Sector 7, which is in the other movies, with John Cena hunting down hunting down Bumblebee. And for a good reason too. He's technically a villain. He's a human villain mostly, but we have a reason for that too.
He's spoilers for the first 10 minutes. He's vengeful because, I mean, the result of the first battle on Earth was that he got fucked up and a bunch of his men died. So
yeah, and
understand
accidentally by Bumblebee in this case, not so accidentally by the Decepticon chasing him.
He makes a really good point, though. He's like, why are we trusting them? They are literally called the Decepticons.
Yeah, what you think in there. And then he's got a lot of really great lines like that. Like, I love John Cena. He actually has a lot of of charisma. Like, I loved him in Blockers earlier this year, which was a huge surprise at how good that movie was too. Blockers, if you only watch the trailers, you're missing out of a fantastic film, which is essentially the opposite of what its trailers, but that's besides the point. We don't have the time to talk about Blockers.
Yeah. Although I need to put that on my C list because I really like John Cena. I'm a wrestling fan, so I've always had a soft spot, and it's good to see him be successful.
And I think this one fixes a lot of the issues of the previous ones. Of course, I keep going back to that, in which not only do the effects look better, of course the effects have actually looked good throughout the series, and that's one thing I will give it, and I really do appreciate the amount of CGI work done since 2007, in which every little part of the transformations actually matches. It's not just a bunch of gobbledygook, but apparently everything, they actually built these things to which everything, or they built them with CG, but the CG looks great.
Oh yeah.
And here's the best thing for people who've watched the previous films: the Decepticons are easy to know which one's which, and when fighting scenes are happening, of who's fighting who and where and why, which ones, they're not all just metallic gray. Most of the Transformers, especially Decepticons previously, were all the same colors. In this case, we have Bumblebee, who's bright blue, and I don't know either the names of the other bright yellow, and the other two are bright blue and bright red. I don't know what their names are. They're really just one-note cackling villains, but it works for the movie. It's not about them.
Yeah, it's not like you need a fucking. They don't need a Killmonger backstory.
Yeah, they're there to fuck shit up.
They're here to pretty much be dicks and get their ass
invent
kicked.
the internet, which that is a scene that feels like from the other movies, like the interneting of things. But
it being produced by Michael Bay, I'm surprised that there were such civilized black people and they weren't just shouting out, "Wow, really?"
Yeah,
Lord.
that was a bit of a jump, but that's something I was thinking about there. You don't find the normal stupid jokes or stereotypes or one-off things that you find in Michael Bay's. Very streamlined, for the most part. There's a couple weird. There's the
internet part,
and there's that Texas couple who's
that felt
talking
like
about their cars and this and that.
My car.
And that did feel like a Michael Bay moment. Like he stood up and said that day, like, let's do it this way. Like, all right, fine. All right, now then he left and jetted off somewhere. So Travis Knight got back to making his movie. You know,
he can keep fucking up the Ninja Turtles. Leave the Transformers alone. I
like the first Ninja Turtles. I didn't like the second one, but anyway,
I've never seen either of them. I get it's another one of those. I know Michael Bay touched it, and I don't really want to go near it.
But there's this going back to Haley Steinfeld. There's this wonderful connection between her and Bumblebee, and then her neighbor friend. And I like their relationship too. It's not a forced one, and it feels like more natural. Definitely much more natural than Megan Fox and Shia LaBeouf.
It feels like that they might not even wind up as a couple. They might just wind up as good friends, and I like that. She's not just slobbering all over him, and he's the one. He's.
Yeah, it's more innocent, and the entire film is much more innocent than
although there is some
expected.
Brutal shit that they do to each other, like as we say,
but
innocent.
not Haley Steinfeld and the dude.
Oh no, the robots they fuck each other up like when they chop that dude in half on the moon.
Yeah, that's the early bit, so it's not too
Early
spoiler.
bit, not too spoiler.
There are some but that's something we see a lot in the previous. Once it's the robots, it's easier to get rid of
Easier
that
to do, yeah.
thing. And then but yeah, shit. I lost my train of thought. That train of thought's gonna transform into something else, and then transform into something else. And yeah.
And there's some good moments with Haley Steinfeld's character and her family that really kind of anchor that human part of the movie. That while we are watching giant robots fight, it's also they've got their own shit going on.
Yeah, it's not filled with a lot of the stupid stuff like Shia LaBeouf and his parents, or I keep going back to how much the other ones made me mad, and I really should talk about this one more. But no, out of everything come out this week, I haven't seen Aquaman yet. I'm seeing that tomorrow. Between Mary Poppins and Bumblebee, if you ask me which one would be the better movie, I would not expect Bumblebee to be the better movie by a long shot. Because as my review said at citygeek.com, I did not like Mary Poppins, and you can check that out there. So we only have a minute left until I run out of space on my phone.
Okay.
But yeah, final thoughts.
Final thoughts. I really, really liked it. It did a lot of great humor, had some great heart to it. The fight scenes were great. The CGI is really impeccably done. Some great performances by Steinfeld and Cena. I would definitely recommend going to see this. I mean, I was whacking for stuff on my best of list. It's going to wind its way probably in the bottom, 5, but it's going to be there.
But yeah, I was incredibly surprised at how much I enjoyed this because I'm not a fan of the other ones. There's as you said, there's heart. It's well made. It's well directed. I can tell what's going on. I really like the connection between Bumblebee and Haley Steinfeld.
Yeah,
that felt natural, and it really felt like a boy and his dog. And yeah, so find us at citygeek.com on Facebook, on Instagram, Twitter. There's nothing called the Coggers, so don't look that up.
Yeah, that's just our nickname, but
you'll find us there. Then yes, find us online or continue to like, subscribe, and comment on this. We need more subscribers, so you can be one of them. And we'll see you next time, and maybe Kim and I will do a video one tomorrow for Aquaman, or if not, you can check us online.
Also, Bumblebee was shirtless, so
Kim will like that.
Kim will like
Bye.
that.